Hi, so with this video I'm going to show you how you can create your own color book of swatches in the swatches panel, and then how you can use that color book of swatches in your design, particularly with the live paint bucket tool. So this is a twofold video, one looking at how to create a color book and the other one looking at how to use the live paint bucket tool. To start with though, you want to make sure you have a palette already, and I've created this palette using the technique that we used in week 4 assignment 2. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that the any blends that you have been expanded and that the colors have been ungrouped. So if they haven't, you can just go to Object, Blend, and Expand will be an option if they haven't been expanded already. And then you just go Object and Ungroup, which is this one here. Then each of these can be selected individually. That's what we're looking for. But you want to select all of them as a whole, and then you want to click on the Create New Color Group button here at the bottom of the Swatches panel. And if you haven't opened the Swatches panel already, you can do that by going Window and Swatches and just making sure the Swatches is checked there. You might find that you already have some colors in the Swatches panel, and that's fine. Anyway, back to this button, New Color Group. And so long as your palette here is selected, you'll get these options. To create a color group from your selected artwork, you want to make sure that that's checked, and you want to include swatches for tints. Now you might want to name your color group, so I'll call this Final Project Palette, for example, and then click OK. And as you can see, all of the colors there are automatically converted into swatches, which is very convenient. Okay, so how can we use that in our design? I think one of the most fun tools in Illustrator is the Live Paint Bucket tool, and you'll find it here underneath the Shape Builder tool in the toolbox. So you just click on the Shape Builder tool, and then it's one below that, the Live Paint Bucket. But first we need to create a design. So I'm just going to very quickly create a design of circles, and I'm going to just make it with no fill and with a black outline. Oops. And I'm just doing this very randomly, obviously. Okay. So we have lots of overlapping circles there, and right now it's not very pleasing aesthetically, but we'll play with it a lot more once we start introducing some color. So just highlight the design that you've made, and then go ahead and select the Live Paint Bucket tool. And once you hover that Live Paint Bucket tool over your design, you'll see that it turns red, and it says click to make a live paint group, and that's exactly what you want to do. And now you can see that all of the shapes that you've created have become editable in terms of color. And you'll see also that you get that little option of there are 3 squares above my cursor there. In fact, I'll use this cursor. Now they are the color swatches. So if I click on a color in the my color book, you'll see that it's available now to use with the Live Paint Bucket tool. And now I'm just using my arrow to scroll through the panel and to scroll through the swatches. So you can see there over here that I'm scrolling through with my arrow. And as I'm scrolling through with my arrow, the swatches above the Paint Bucket tool are changing. And it's just telling me which swatch is active. And this is terribly convenient, because then you can move forward through your swatches color book very easily as you're working in the Live Paint Bucket tool. So I'm just going to go ahead and move through my swatches and then choose different areas to paint. So I'm just doing one click at a time, sort of choosing random areas to put this down. Okay, until I filled all the areas that I want filled. And you'll find that it just rotates, keeps going around and round. Oops, there's one tiny one down there. There we go. Now I want to remove the outline, of course. You know, I'm not a big fan of the outline, so I'm deselecting it all, and then I'm reselecting using my white arrow tool or the direct select tool, which is this one right up here, the second one from the top. And then I'm going to click on the frame here in the color panel and remove the outline just like that. And you can see here we're starting to get a really fun use of color. But everything is still entirely editable. So I can move my shapes around and the colors will move with it. See, we're creating a space, some negative spaces coming through there. And of course you might want to go ahead and make sure you have a ground at this point. So I might go in and put a ground in, and I'll make it a, just for the sake of this, desaturated version of one of the colors. There we go. And then you can also play with the sizes and so on. But you need to be using the direct select tool, and then I would just click on the Command or Apple key to resize, to get the resize handles there. Because if you use the black arrow tool to select the whole thing, then it remains grouped. So you want to be able to select them individually and to play with them individually, and so on. So you'll need the direct select tool for that. Okay, so I think that that's all I have to say. I hope you found that useful, and I hope you enjoy playing with those tools. They're a lot of fun.